Big news about NSA, GCHQ, and Wikileaks from Edward Snowden. Julian Assange has now called for the appointment of a special prosecutor to investigate the NSA after documents that show the U.S. has been spying on WikiLeaks and WikiLeaks supporters and website visitors. Documents were published from Edward Snowden detailing the US and UK spying efforts into WikiLeaks and into those who visit the WikiLeaks website. One document shows that going all the way back to 2010, the US National Security Agency added WikiLeaks and Julian Assange to a manhunting target list together with suspected members of Al-Qaeda. That's right, surveillance was being done on WikiLeaks and Julian Assange in the same scope that it was done on those suspected of being members of Al-Qaeda. Another document shows that the NSA wanted to designate WikiLeaks a, quote, malicious foreign actor in order to even further expand the NSA's ability to target WikiLeaks and WikiLeaks staff, associates, and supporters. And then we have a third document from 2012, which shows that the NSA's British partner, the GCHQ, was also spying on WikiLeaks and its leaders. WikiLeaks is now saying the following in light of these revelations. Quote, news that the NSA planned these operations at the level of its Office of the General Counsel is especially troubling. No less concerning are revelations that the U.S. government deployed elements of state power to pressure European nations into abusing their own legal systems, and that the British spy agency GCHQ is engaged in extensive hostile monitoring of a popular publisher's website and its readers. The system that was used by GCHQ to monitor the WikiLeaks website was codenamed Anti-Crisis Girl, is described in a PowerPoint presentation, which is classified, but it's been now distributed and leaked. And it's a system that also allows the IP addresses of visitors to WikiLeaks to then be tracked. And of course, even though it's, quote, metadata, it's very easy, even in layman's terms, to understand how they can easily backtrack and figure out who is accessing the website. As someone who has been on the press list of WikiLeaks and Sunshine Press for years, speaking of myself, couldn't I be almost certain at this point that some of my information is probably within that metadata at this point?
Without a doubt, mine too. I've visited WikiLeaks, and it's I'm not worried about that. Of course, 1 32nd internet search of either of our names, or just tracing that IP address, and they'll know exactly why we were there. But for a lot of other Americans, I don't know. They might not be as lucky, and they might have people showing up at their door, or who knows.
I think that this is it's even more evidence when we think back to remember Chelsea Manning was the source for the WikiLeaks documents. The fact that it's being discussed and monitored in the same breath as suspected Al-Qaeda members really tells us a lot about the perception of leakers and whistleblowers at this point. Remember, unlike Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning and WikiLeaks did expose crimes that had been committed. We can disagree over whether there should be crimes in what Edward Snowden exposed, but factually speaking, Chelsea Manning exposed crimes.